Let us begin this, what I consider a great scripture, Panchama Veda, with this sloka. Tava kathamritam tapta jivanam kavi viriritam kalmashapaham Sravana Mangalam Sri Madatatam Bhubi Grinanti E Bhuridajanaha. Here we were studying the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna and we were reading from page 436. Now, Ramakrishna was conversing with a person named Hari, and he was asking some very interesting questions. Why it takes long time to realize God? He is asking. Sir, why it takes for some people long time to realize God? Sri Ramakrishna's answer was very direct, and he said, because they do not feel restless for God. We have already discussed about that. Now our mind, it goes on thinking so many things. And this is a very special instrument that we are having, if we call it an instrument, God has given us. And this, wherever we focus, we get success. What is the success? We come to know about it thoroughly. If you are studying the mathematics, we become a mathematician, we become successful in mathematics. How? By concentrating our mind on that particular subject. And in song, in dances, in games, wherever. Now someone is playing, now the World Cup is going on, a very, very important player. When he's going down to play, suddenly the thought of his son came, oh, he was not keeping well, how is he? Do you think he'll be able to play over there? He won't be. A soldier fighting in the border, if he thinks about his family, he won't be able to perform his proper duty improperly. So all these things depends on mind only. Whose mind? My mind. Now God realization, the highest knowledge. The knowledge, if I get it, then I get the total peace, happiness, joy, success, everything in this world, and also the other world, everything comes under my power after God realization. Now naturally we can imagine how difficult it is and how much concentration is necessary. The whole mind has to put into that. So Sri Ramakrishna is telling, they do not feel restless for God. We are feeling restlessness in different way, but about God we are not feeling that way restless. This restlessness, again, another way, when we want something, we want to achieve, we want to get the success, that time we can imagine how much restless we become. Suppose you are driving, you have to reach somewhere, a very important exam is there, your job is depending on that interview. How much restless you will become if the traffic jam is there, something happened. How much restless you will become. To reach over there, to realize that God also that restlessness. So Sri Ramakrishna, just by utilizing this one word, restlessness, he explained the whole thing. Because why people cannot realize God and it takes a long time? Because they are not restless for God. Then the Hari again asking, why is there so much suffering in the world? This is a very common question. Even at the time of Sri Ramakrishna, before maybe some people have already asked, but that was not recorded. At least this was recorded. And we know now also people say, we don't believe in God. If the God is there, why so much of suffering? This is a very common question. And it also crosses our mind, why so much of suffering? Sri Ramakrishna, the moment he is asking this question, we can understand actually it is raising another philosophical discussion. What is that? Creator and the creation. Why there's so much of suffering in this world? The suffering is a different thing. Joy is also there, suffering is there, it's okay. But the question is, why this world? Where from it came? And what is exactly this world is? And the scientists, they from their own point of view, they are trying to get the answer about the Big Bang and these and that. So many ways they are going on, trying to get a satisfactory answer. Then religion is completely in a different way it goes. And in the Hinduism is very clearly, it says, the dualist, they are quoting from the Bhagavata. It says, what is that? We have already studied recently. We have read the last Sunday, we read, before creation in the Bhagavata is a dualist book. Because the God is separate and I am separate, that is Vishnu, it is the Krishna, that way they always see. And there, what they say, before creation, I alone was, the God is telling that. And when a man who was supposed to die on the 7th day, and he asked this question, and the great sage Shukadeva, instead of giving directly the answer, he is describing the whole creation. What is that creation? Before creation, I, the God, the supreme consciousness alone was. There being no other existence of the nature of cause and effect. Different from me, cause and effect, different from me. But this cause and effect, this effect is this world. And what is the cause? God. God is the cause and this world is the effect. And obviously, and there is no difference, cause is the and effect, there is no difference. And after the this cycle ends, when this creation ends, I alone exist. We all say, all religion, they believe, then this will be destroyed one day. All these things that we are making, the wonderful things that we are happening, one day nothing will remain. Everything will be. Again from the new it will come, and how it will come we do not know. And all science fictions, different type of things, people are imagining and putting forward, this will be like this will be like that. It goes on. But I alone exist. This universe is also myself. This universe that you see is also myself. Before going to the answer of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, we should know the truth about the creation from the viewpoint of the Hindus, and other religions also say the same thing. God has created this world. So when the God is creating this world, how? From His own. After the creation, God alone will exist. So everything, even this manifested universe that you see, is also nothing but the God. In the Bhagavad Gita, we get two words, Kshetra, Kshetragya. Kshetra, Kshetra, Gayor, Jnanam, Yattaj Jnanam, Matam Mama. Sri Krishna, the God, he says, those who are having the knowledge of Kshetra, this manifested universe, and the Kshetragya, who is living with this manifested thing, that is the Atman or the Chaitanya, the consciousness, one who is having the full knowledge of these two, is that perfect knowledge. Kshetra, kshetra gayor jnanam. Kshetra gya, o jnanam, kshetra gayor jnanam. Jnanam means knowledge. Knowledge about the consciousness and also the inner thing that together is this universe, this manifestation. If you have that knowledge, that is the perfect knowledge. And Gita has termed these two as kshetra, inert, kshetra, gya, conscious, these two. And that is the knowledge. And here in the Bhagavata it says, ahameva asameva agre. Now anyat, yat sat asat param. Sat existence, asat non-existence. Nothing was there. You cannot say it was not there. You cannot say it was there. There is a peculiar, a very, very special condition. Na sat, na tan na asat uchyate. Sat, asat. Sat means existence. Asat means non-existence. Nothing was there. Then what was there? Exactly the same word has been used by the Jnanis, the non-dualists. The dualists, they are using this word. Non-dualists also using the same word. The same way. So this aham eva, I only, asameva agre, I was there all alone. Who is this I? Now here we fight. Here we differ. Who is this I? Somebody is telling this is Allah because we know it. Somebody is telling this is God. Somebody is telling this is Bhagavan. Some say Vishnu. Some say these. All differences with this I. And the Jesus said, and give your pardon on me. I am the path and I am the way. Boss, Jesus is the path and no nothing. So we are all ready, we understood it properly. Then Krishna said, Sarva dharman parityajya mamekam sharanam vaja. Forget about all other things, only depend on me. And Krishna is the only, Krishna is the only. Now, who is that I? That we have to understand. And unless and until we understand that, paschat eva aham, etc., etc. Aham ashmi, I only remain. Paschat means after the dissolution, when everything will go away, what will remain? I. And what is that I? That we have to realize, and nobody could explain. No one could give. Sri Ramakrishna, he is telling, I want to tell you that, but somebody is as if pressing my throat, won't allow me to tell. That means is beyond time, space and causation. Through the words you cannot express. Once I saw the sunrise, and that's called Falut, a place in the Himalaya, and you have to go through Darjeeling, that Falut place, and from there, when the sun is rising, it is not yet come out, only the ray, and then it is creating different type of beauties on the clouds, on the snows, on the dark green. Oh, wonderful! People, they were going on taking the snaps. But do you think if they publish those photographs, you'll be able to understand that? To some extent. But those who were there shivering in the cold and looking at that, the joy, the happiness, the wonder, the awe, all those things that they were having, they will never be able to express it. That is impossible to express through words because it is a feeling. If it is so, just imagine how one can express about the God. So they are giving only some examples: joy, happiness, love, unselfishness. Those are the things which we can understand. They are using those words to give us some glimpses, that's all. But it's not like that. That what he says, paschat aham yad etachaya avashishyata sa aham ashmi. And non-dualist also, they are also quoting from the Upanishad. I will just quote one line. It says, tad eva samya idam agra asit ekam eva aditiyam. The very famous quote. So he was addressing giving the answer to his son. So he is addressing the son as a dear one, Soumya, the dear one. That this was only one. Tad eva samya idam agra asit. What is that? Ekam and aditiyam. Ekam, one, was sufficient. And repeating aditiyam. Now this is the whole thing. In the beginning there was only one and not two. Now Sri Ramakrishna is giving the answer to these. What he says? Sri Ramakrishna is telling that from his own realization, he is telling, this world is the Leela of God. He is using the word Leela, play, divine play, Leela. And majority of the Dvaitin, they always talk about the divine play, Leela. This Leela means why he is doing it, nobody knows. And you cannot ask the God also why you are doing like this. No one can question him. So this is the divine will. He wanted to. So Leela. It is like a game. There are joy and sorrow, virtue and vice, knowledge and ignorance, good and evil. The game cannot continue if sin and suffering are altogether eliminated from the creation. If sin and suffering altogether eliminated from the creation. So naturally everybody is so good. Now they talk about that Satya Yuga. And Satya Yuga is so good, so good, so good. But there was something must be there, Raja and Tama. So some bad was mixed up, otherwise the Yuga won't be there. Because of when we are driving the car, because there is some in the tire when they're moving, so that is going on. Suppose it is black ice and the tire is going on moving and the wheel is going on moving, then what will happen? Skidding. You don't have the control. So to keep the control, we need that friction. So that is the reason Raja and Tama is necessary, even in the Satya Yuga. But the friction intensity was less. Then slowly in the Tama Yuga, that friction intensity is much more. That's all. This is the difference, gradation only. So here he says that, otherwise how it will, and we find that in the game of hide and seek, mostly we used to play too, hide and seek. One must touch the granny in order to be free. There is a center figure, somebody sitting, and you have to come and touch. The moment you can come and touch the granny, then you are free. And when you are free, suppose everybody comes and touches the granny, then what will happen? The game is over. So obviously the opposition, they are working not to allow the others to come and touch the granny. They are covering the granny from different corners. Granny also wants the play should continue. Minimum half an hour, 40 minutes, 1 hour. Otherwise, what is the game? Similarly, but the granny is never pleased if she is touched at the very outset. Before it is there. Now Sachin Tendulkar has gone to batting. Everybody is thinking that we will see a beautiful game. In the first ball, Sachin is bowled out. What will happen? I have forgotten that famous cricketer. He just started playing the first ball, he was bowled out, and the umpire raised a finger and he said, "Hey, bring down your hand. People have come to see my game, not your hand. Put it down." Batsman, he was that person. So naturally, before the game, we have come to see that game. Before that it's out. What is that? People will say, "What is it? Why you have come over here? There should be tension, there should be joy, there should be sorrow, and then only. Otherwise what?" So this what the game is going on. Now, this also more must be a joke, I don't know. That they say there was a very rich man. Once he went to see that soccer, the football game that we say in our country, and this side 11, that side 11, they were playing, and he said, "Why so many people with one ball is playing? Why they are fighting?" And now that is, they try to capture the ball, put in the goal. How many are there? But 22. Give 22 balls. Are it 22 balls if you keep? There will be no game. So obviously, this is the ignorance. So if we can understand this, somebody is suffering, but the person who is suffering, of course, he is suffering. Then why that particular person is suffering? Then the Hindus say, they offer another theory, karma theory. Because of the karma. And some people say it is sin, and we call it karma, bad karma. And nowadays, even in the American movies, they are using these terminologies. I was watching that one movie, that gentleman told, "Bad karma." I said, "Oh my God." So see, the terminology is creeping in. So that is the bad karma. The bad karma means something bad we have done, effect will come, result will come. So obviously, and then you can tell it as a bad karma or sin, whatever. Because of that. Who did? I did it. Why? Because I was deluded. I couldn't understand that this is good or bad. So that's why Bhagavan is telling, you have to constantly hold the hand of your father. If you are holding the hand of your father, there is no chance of falling. Or father should hold your hand. That way you have to pray to your father. So this goes on this way. Otherwise, there may be some problem. And this creation goes on this way, and Sri Ramakrishna is giving the answer, the game of hide and seek. Then he is singing a beautiful song that was composed by a great sadhaka. Out of 100,000 kites, at best but one or two break free. Lokhe একটা দুটো ঘুড়ি কাটে তুমি হেসে দাও মা হাত চাপটি. Chapati means clapping. Heshe with joy. Lokhe, in millions and millions, only one. The soul, all they're trying to go out, only one will get free. And that, the mother who was playing, she is very happy. Oh, that one has been successful. Then one Swami was explaining this way, Swami Vivekananda's direct disciple, Swami Birajanandaji, he was telling another Swami, this quoting. So it's a very difficult life, the spiritual life, to get the mukti, completely freedom from this bondage. You have to go on striving, and in million only one will get the freedom. Then that Swami, oh my God, then what will happen to me? So I am striving, but I don't know. Then immediately that Swami told, how you know that? You are not that particular one, so strive. Don't think that you won't get that freedom. So thinking that I am going to be fast, we must have to study. Oh, I won't be able to do, so it is not necessary to study. Not like that. I am going to be the fast. So that is the inspiration, the determination, and the result, what will happen, happen. I don't bother. I am going to do what I am supposed to do. That's all. That is why it goes on telling. In other words, after the practice of hard spiritual disciplines, Sri Ramakrishna is telling, one or two have the vision of God through His grace and are liberated. The liberation, the mukti, the vision of God is so difficult, so difficult. And that's why some people who are striving, majority become hypocrites. Why it is so high, the morality and the philosophy is so high. In the beginning they start, and in one time comes they cannot go back, so they become hypocrites. They will be only going on telling different things and cheating people. By that way they pass their life. So this is the problem. So that's why one must be very, very careful. Whatever happens, it doesn't matter. When Swami Vivekananda used to come to Sri Ramakrishna, who used to love him so much, we know, but suddenly he stopped talking with him, looking at him. After almost a month, then Sri Ramakrishna asked that young boy, Narendranath, who became famous afterwards as Swami Vivekananda, I don't talk to you, why do you come over here? Then he said, Mashai, I love you, so I come. Sir, I love you, so I come to you. Whether you like me or not, it doesn't matter. I like you. It's like that. The love only one way going. Whether God will look at me or not, whether He will send the grace or not, I don't bother. Most of the people, after some time, if it is not successful, no, I have stopped worshipping God, and why? So whether you worship or you don't worship, it doesn't matter to God. It matters to you. One Sardarji in Andaman, he told, I have worshipped this book, the Guru Granth Sahib, they worship that. And for so many years now my wife is dead, my son is dead, why should I worship this? Shall I throw it out? And when you started worshipping, did you take my permission? You started your own. If you like to throw it, you throw it. Why you are asking me? Now I am hesitant to throw it. And then don't throw. Go on worshipping. So that is the way we have to understand. God is only watching us. All the things that are happening for our karma. So many good things happen to us. Each and every one of us have got so many good things. We forget that. And that is the reason we have to remember all the time, so many good things have happened to me. And I was just watching one report that was published about this California, Southern California. So many people are now living on the streets. So many. And suffering. And so many things are happening. They were born over here in America, the best country as you can think of in the world, but still they are suffering. Whom to blame? So many opportunities are there. You have to utilize that opportunity. We could not utilize that opportunity. Now we are on the pavements. Now we are suffering. Whom to blame? So that's Sri Ramakrishna is telling. The play game is going on. So if you go to any country in the world and say that I am coming from America, they will look at you, my God, as if you are coming from the heaven. Of course, some of the countries are now angry with America. If you say, they will kill you immediately. So, but the problem is ours, not of these. So naturally, Sri Ramakrishna is telling. Now, another question he is asking the Hari. But this play of God is our death. It is a very genuine question. It is a game for the God, the play of the God. That's okay, but it is our death. We are suffering. God is playing. Now again a grand philosophical answer. Sri Ramakrishna smiling. Please tell me who you are. That is the answer. Now this is a death for me. exactly before. That's why I was quoting from here, from the Dvaita, from the non-dual, Advaita, all are telling it is God who has created this universe. And it is God only living in different forms. So it is God who is suffering. It is God who is causing the suffering. All this answer is there. This philosophical thing, if this thought, what is philosophy? The answer to the mysteries. And if that thought is there strong in our mind, I am the God, but only playing in the other side, that's all. The one man, he was a landlord, and he actually promoted, he gave the money to start one program, the drama. Then he said, when he saw the people are practicing, he said, I also want a character, I want to, but he was not very good in anything. So, okay, you will be there as the one who is serving others, and you should not talk because it will be difficult, because that person couldn't talk properly, could not memorize all the dialogue, so you should not talk. You should behave as you can't, and your owner will torture you. And the owner became, the landlord in that play became his own servant. And the servant took that opportunity. Most of the time this master used to scold him, and this is the opportunity in the drama. He started a little bit more, I think. So and then he broke the whole thing and told, hey, don't forget, I am the master in reality. So anyway, the drama broke down, everything went down. But the reality came in that way. So I have to tell to myself, hey, don't worry, I am the master, only playing in this role, that's all. The suffering and all those things, I wanted that to play like a dumb servant, that's okay. Now, whenever I want to become the master, I can manifest. I can break the game and say, don't forget, I am the master. So the same way, Sri Ramakrishna is smiling and telling, please tell me who you are. God alone has become all these. Maya, the universe, the living beings, and the 24 cosmic principles. Then he is telling, as the snake I bite, and as the charmer I cure. Both are God. And the person who is getting the snake bite, also God. The snake, also God. And the charmer who is coming, or the doctor who is coming to save, also God. That is the ultimate knowledge, but so difficult. That's why when we know these theoretically, like this, but when I will prefer to be a doctor than a patient. Suppose it is a drama and I am suffering and the doctor is coming and says, please give me the role of a doctor. Why should I suffer unnecessarily? So obviously that will be, and if you want that, then you have to go on praying to God. Oh God, yatte dakshinamukam tatte pashyami. Oh God, let me see your benign face. That is the prayer. When they pray to God, they do not say, when you are angry, look at me. Never. They say, I want to see your smiling, benign face. And that is the prayer, yatte dakshinamukam tatte pashyami. No one wants to play in this way. Oh God, please give me the role where I am not suffering. That won't be possible. But only one person prayed, give me all suffering. Do you remember who prayed like that? Kunti. That great queen, Kunti. She only prayed, God, please give me suffering. Put me always in the suffering so that I can remember you all the time. Also, the power to remember God and that condition, there should be God's grace. God is giving the suffering and also giving the mental strength to bear that. And that is why we have to pray to God every moment and say, I won't be able to bear all the suffering. Please don't give me that role. I want to see your beautiful face, benign face, happy face. Make me like that. One lady was nicely telling that anything that comes to me before doing that, I go and look at the face of Sri Ramakrishna and Mother. If I find that they are smiling, I think that will be successful. I go. Who is looking at the faces of Mother and Thakur? That lady. And she is reflecting her success. Now, great faith. If I see the smiling face of the Sri Ramakrishna and Mother, I am sure that I am going to be successful in this, and I go and get the success. And sometimes before that, when I go and say, I see no, they are not at all smiling. So what to do? I have to go. I go. And then all through the street, all through the, when I am traveling, I go on praying, please be happy with me. Please be happy with me. But sometimes I fail. But after that I can understand it was good for me. I didn't get that job, I didn't get the success. That was good for me. That's why Thakur and Ma told, no, you should not do that. So this is the whole thing. We have to understand there is someone, there's something, always very, very conscious and all around us. We can't see that particular consciousness, but the consciousness can understand me. So having that faith, if we go on praying, all our this present life will be pleasant. And having that faith, if we go on praying, let me go out of this game, I am tired of it. That also be granted. Mukti is nothing for God, only losing you out, letting you go, that's all. And you will get that mukti if you are praying. Ignorance, knowledge, and perfect wisdom, Sri Ramakrishna is mentioning. What is the ignorance? It's just a person wearing a colored glass. It's not the darkness. He sees things. He understands. But he is wearing a colored glass, so he sees through that way. The one lady was traveling in a car, and it was a tinted glasses, colored glasses, inside the AC, in the car AC, and outside, it was beautiful, we can see. Then she was telling, oh, just like the puja weather, you know that in the autumn, in our country the weather is so good, and then she was telling, it's just like the puja weather, that means the autumn. Immediately he stopped the car, his husband, and told, get out, and you see what is that autumn. My AC, so much of so much of battery and so things I am spending, and from here at the sitting at the back seat, and you are looking through the glass, and it is becoming so wonderful weather. It's burning outside. You go and see. And she is also correct, the gentleman is also correct. And what is that? Because that lady was seeing through the glasses. So when we look at this world, oh, he is my brother, she is my sister, this is my family, this is my country, this is my religious people, and all that, tinted glass, colored glass, we look like that. And that is ignorance. And there all the differences we see. What is the ignorance? Differences. Now second comes the knowledge. And the knowledge, he sees everything with clear eyes and also collect proper informations about the object. Those who are studying the philosophy, those who are practicing meditation, and those who are constantly reading the holy books and having the holy company, they go on telling themselves and also others, all that you see is nothing but the God. But that is only knowledge. We can call it bookish knowledge or intellectual knowledge, that much. When the difficulty will come, will they be able to bear it? That is the main thing. There are many monks, they won't be able to bear it. That is, we have seen the great monks. And when they give the talk and so many people, and then afterwards some problem comes, that they cannot bear. So it is so difficult. Only that intellectual knowledge won't do. But it is better than the ignorance. That much they say. It is better than the ignorance. Ignorant people, they always think. One gentleman came, I was reading in the newspaper. He is a fisherman. He came and then got down from the boat, and he came home and he found that the wife is talking over telephone. And he became so angry. Why? Some people told, your wife, keep an watch on her. All the time having some relation with someone. You'll notice that she is talking with someone. This man came, and after the hard labor he came, maybe he was intoxicated. The moment he saw that, without questioning, asking or waiting for anything, he took out the sword, cut the head of the wife, and then understood that I am going to be arrested by police. Taking that shivered head and the sword, he went straight to the police. Of course, the police people, they were hiding, seeing that terrible scene. Now, why? Ignorance. Afterwards, he came to know her father was admitted in the hospital in an accident. And she was talking, naturally, the daughter, she was talking with her brother and taking an idea what has happened to the father, how serious it is, etc. A little bit patience. And because of the anger, somebody told something, influenced by that. See how wrong we do. Now that man all through his life will be crying, but it is a different type of suffering. But why? Ignorance. The terrible ignorance. The same way, same thing we do by mistake. A little bit of something happened immediately. I know one young lady, she helped me a lot. But her mother told her, go away, I like to talk to your elder sister. Elder sister was recently married. The mother was talking because after the marriage there are so many other problems comes because of the new adjustment. So that is a different thing. The mother from her experience wanted to help that married daughter. And this girl was not knowing all that. She also wanted to come in. But the elder sister was hesitant to open up before her sister. The mother told, go away, we are talking. Immediately she felt the mother is not giving proper attention and mother is giving full love to our elder sister. She committed suicide. So this type of emotional thing, what good she did, not to her, not to family. Why? Ignorance. Why don't you wait and see what is happening? It doesn't matter. That's why always remember, there will be people who like you, and there will be people who don't like you. It doesn't matter at all. When the Buddha was there, a man of love and compassion, the Swami Vivekananda is telling Buddha's heart is full of love and compassion. And that man also was hated by some people, they wanted to kill him. It is the world, it's like that. And Buddha was loved and respected by so many. As similarly in our life also, there will be some people criticizing, some people loving. So, never ever. So this is the very practical way of understanding this world. When you are reading the scripture, the God has made this whole universe and suffering and joy is nothing but his game, that is play. We are sometimes in a good position or bad position. This is all philosophy. But what about the practical life? Practical life is this: nothing is permanent. And something is always there. Some people will like you for sure, and some people may not like you. That is also for sure. So do not take it so seriously. I am trying in my own way. That is the teaching. So ignorance, then knowledge, then comes wisdom. And then the wisdom not only understands, but that person is capable to utilize that knowledge in his day-to-day life. That is called wisdom. The wisdom is completely different thing. When you read the books, the philosophers are very knowledgeable people. But Sri Ramakrishna, a man of wisdom. The Jesus, a man of wisdom. Lord Buddha, man of wisdom. They realize that. They utilize that, the whole knowledge in their own life. The philosopher will say in different way, but they do not understand. The one gentleman came and told, I do not see this type of thing in the Belur Math. Why you are keeping like this? Now we have to explain, this is a different situation, this is a different thing, and all those things. So that is the knowledge. No, this is a different situation. I should understand it. When Swami Vivekananda came over here, nobody taught him anything. Everybody was ready to find faults in him, but he himself observed and made himself perfect. Because the situation, the society background we are coming, completely different. Completely different. So obviously after coming over here, I have to adjust, and I cannot give up the whole thing. My originality. After some time, when he became very friendly with the other people in America, then one day he was using his fingers to eat the food and also licking, as in our country as we do. If the food is very tasty, we also try to lick the fingers and for the last taste. So he was doing that. Then one of his friends said, Swami, that is not good. On the dining table you should not do like that. So stop. I have suffered a lot practicing your all those things. Your fork and spoon, let me enjoy my food in my own way by licking my fingers. So naturally, this is the way sometimes we do our own knowledge, the perfect wisdom Sri Ramakrishna is telling. In the words of the Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was the Jnani is that he sees that God alone exists. And the doer that he creates, preserves and destroys. That is the God he is doing. He understands that. It's called Jnani in the word of Sri Ramakrishna, the man of knowledge. But the person with wisdom, Vijnani, he gave the word Vijnani, sees that God who has become all this. Now let us conclude quoting the Shetashvatara Upanishad, a very famous Upanishad. And it goes on telling us, Tvam Stri, Tvam Pumanasi. You are the lady and you are the gentleman. Kumara Utova Kumari, Tvam Chida Dandena Panchasi, like an old person. You are tottering on with the help of a stick, but it's also you. And you are also young, and at the same time, Tvam Jato Bhavati, you were born, and again you are passing through all these changes. Then lastly, he is using the word Vishyato Mukha. All the faces that you see, all the images that you see, is nothing but you. Everything is nothing but you, O God. The Sri Ramakrishna is giving the answer. This Hari, we should be thankful to that gentleman. He asked the wonderful questions and we got these wonderful words of wisdom. That's why I call this Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna as Panchama Veda. Every page will teach you in wonderful way the wonderful knowledge of the Upanishads and of the Bhagavata and all the scriptures. Let us conclude after this prayer. Niranjanam Nityam Anantarupam Bhaktanukampa Dhrita Vigraham Vai Ishavataram Parameshamidyam Tam Ramakrishnam Shirasa Namamaha. Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Tat Sat Sri Ramakrishna Arpanamastu.